Okay, today we are going to be making puppy chow. You will be making a smaller recipe today than you're used to making for Javicino, and this is to get you acquainted with the recipe. I will give you some suggestions when you're making the really large batch for Javicino. So our puppy chow recipe starts with melting the butter and chocolate chips and peanut butter in a saucepan. So I have our 1/4 cup of butter, which is a 1/2 stick, 1 cup of chocolate chips, and you can go ahead and put your peanut butter in now because you're going to watch this, or you can put this in after it's melted, but either way it all has to be softened and mixed together. And if you saw with the peanut butter, it was packed into the measuring cup and leveled. And then the chocolate chips are just by eyesight leveled because you can't take a straight edge over that. Alright, so since this is chocolate, you want to turn your induction burner onto a fairly low heat, okay, because it will burn rather quickly. So I am going to sit and stir this, and we'll be back in just a minute when it's all melted. Okay, we're back, and as you can see, the chocolate mixture here is all melted. When you're melting the chocolate, you do need to babysit it and keep stirring because chocolate melts really quickly. And from a nutritional standpoint, well, puppy chow is pretty much all fat, okay? Fat and sugar, which is why everybody likes it so much. There are some grains in the rice checks, but that is small compared to all the fat that's in the butter, peanut butter, and chocolate. All right? So we're going to turn off our induction burner. And here we have a big bowl with 7 cups of rice checks. Now for Javicino, you're going to be making huge baths. So one option is to get a giant bowl, or you can pour your cereal on a sheet pan, and then you'll pour the chocolate over that. All right, because this just, you're going to have a lot more cereal, so it would be going all over the place. So the sheet pan is handy for mixing. Okay, so I'm going to take this chocolate mixture and I'm going to pour it over the cereal, scraping the pan so we get every last ounce of sugar we can. All right. Now, you can stir with a rubber scraper if you want. I actually find it's easier to use my hands, especially when we're measuring the large quantities for Javicino. So what you would do is get some gloves. And again, you want to be careful here because this chocolate just came off the stove, so it's a little bit warm. So I'm going to put on gloves. And these are food handler gloves. They're not the same gloves as your doctor uses. Those are rated differently. Okay, so now I'm just going to sit here and do this, and this is much easier, I find, than using the rubber scraper, and you're less apt to get cereal all over your countertop. And it is warm, but it's not burning my hand. Your goal here is to coat all of the cereal with the mixture. It smells like Reese's peanut butter cups, in fact. Okay, so when that's all done, cleanup's nice and easy. So I'm going to throw away the gloves. All right. And now it's time to coat it with powdered sugar. Now the easiest way I have found to coat it with powdered sugar is to shake it on. Now I'm going to use a Tupperware here that had sour cream in it, so this is graded for food use. It's obviously been cleaned through the sanitizer. You could use a Ziploc bag. Put some powdered sugar in a Ziploc bag, throw some cereal in, hold it shut and shake. All right. So I'm going to scoop some of the puppy chow in here. And in fact, that's going too slow for my liking, so I'm going to use the measuring cup. Now, don't go crazy and put a whole lot in here. And of course, now I don't see my lid. So, oh, that was loud. Oh, we have a lid. All right, and that's why we have assistance. Okay, so here we go. So then you can just shake. And if you keep tossing it around, it'll help break up the clumps in there. Okay, perfect. So, I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. I had forgotten to get a bowl. And now what I'm going to do is I've put a clean glove on this hand, and I'm just going to make sure all of it's coated with it. I'm going to get it out of here and kind of shake off the loose powdered sugar and get it into the bowl. And then what will happen is you can keep adding powdered sugar to this container to keep coating the rest of your puppy chow, or you can, keep adding to your Ziploc. Now, at some point, the puppy chow might start coming out, and instead of being white, it's kind of tinged brown, and that just means your powdered sugar has just gotten too much chocolate in it. So at that point, you throw away your powdered sugar and get fresh powdered sugar so your puppy chow is white. So I will finish this later. I want to show you how we're going to bag this for Javicino. And for this, I have an assistant, and his name is Jose. So he's going to come over here. These are our Javicino bags. And this is a laminated recipe. All right, and I've already cleaned this with Fantastic. You can come up with different ways of doing this. We have found that this is easy. But we're going to use this to make a funnel. And we're just going to roll it kind of large and put it inside the bag. And Jose's going to hold that for me. Now for Javicino, we typically put 1.5 cups in each bag. So I'm going to scoop up 1 cup of puppy chow, and I'm just going to pour it at the top of this, and it's going to drop right down there in the bag. And then here's another 1.5 cups, or here's the other 1/2 cup. Okay. And that way each customer is getting the same amount of puppy chow. Now to seal this for Javicino, we use different themes, and I'm just going to use red, white, and blue for 4th of July, but usually around the holidays we do red and green, Valentine's, pink and white, red and white, St. Pat's, green and white, Leiden, we obviously use blue and gold ribbon. So this will be 4th of July ribbon. So Jose's going to hold the bag, and you're going to tie a double knot so that the air stays out and the puppy chow stays nice and fresh. And then we would take a pair of scissors and curl the edge of the ribbons, and then it's ready for sale.